G'day sports. Right, I'm just waiting to see if we are live. Give me just a second. My stream somehow has titled itself wrong. I think there we go. That'll do. GT Sport update, share link. Right, let's get the link live and sent out. Next gen. Live for the Meganes from Lago Maggiore. Post. Right. Back to you lot now. Back to you lot. Oh, I've just seen JPH's message. Right, so that'll be a little announcement for tonight. Right, anyway, so let's get on track. Turn it down in my headset a little bit because it's loud as hell. JPH, how you doing? Gibbo for host. Yeah, mate, he's already made it balls up, hasn't he? Didn't he set the lobby to public? What an idiot. Anyway, so a little bit of an introduction to what you're watching on your telly or on your phone or whatever device you're choosing to stream me on tonight. This is we're back with the next gen guys and gals. This is the Power Max Racing Megane Trophy round 4 from Lago Maggiore. And a long circuit for these cars to be tackling, nearly 2 minutes to do a lap. One of a few. I'm saying nothing, Gibbo. I'm saying nothing, mate. So we're back. More hot French action for you. This new format, I've been a bit of a fan of it. It's produced some absolutely blinding racing. We've had some absolute stonkers. We've got qualifying coming up in just a moment. Just waiting for Gibbo to push the button on a yeah, here we go. On a 10-minute quali session. We're then going to have a 20-minute race. We're then going to have a 15-minute race. Based on a reverse grid, so a feature and a sprint, if you will. Just wait for some of the drivers to come out on track. There we go. Here comes left. Oh, he quit out. Oh, have we got these errors? We had these errors last night, Peter, if some people were getting blue screened in the lobby. It was happening to us in another lobby last night. Might just have to keep an eye on it. There we go. Yeah. It did it blue screen him, Deepest Angel? Did you get like a C453 error message or something? Happened to me in another race last night. Yeah. If it reloads in, it'll be fine. What it normally does, though, just as I know P-Gib listens in. Just as a warning, if it does it to one, it tends to eventually do it to everyone, so it might just be something to keep an eye on. Here he is, the alien's back in the room. JPH for host. Oh, he's too busy doing real life stuff, mate. He can't be bothered with us, anymore. He don't want to be associated with us, he's got actual social things to be doing. Bring back lockdown, stop him enjoying cricket, that's what I say. Just 1 sec, just going to help me kid find a charger. Won't be a second. Right, I am back. These 8 o'clock starts, I do enjoy them in a weird and wonderful way, but it also directly coincides with the kids' bedtime, so yeah. Right, there we go. We are set again. So qualifying them from Lago Maggiore, yeah, looks like it's all good, P-Gib. If it were going to kick people out, it'd have done it by now. So I think we're safe. We shall keep an eye on it though, of course, and recommend you to get a photo of the grid order straight after qualifying, just in case, mate. You never know. So we have got qualifying underway, but we do have some qualifying bands in action for this week. I think we've got Matty Rudd and Mr. Piper. If Mr. Piper is here, I don't think he is. They are both serving qualifying bans for tonight. In terms of Lago Maggiore, one of the longest circuits on the calendar, one of my personal favourite corners coming up, big banky boy that Bruce Lee Harding is navigating now. With the way the Meganes are, they do tend to kick the back end out under braking. Big banky boy, with it being the characteristic way it is, particularly susceptible to that nature. So a lot of the way the drivers are going to extract a good lap out here is how they manage the weight transfer of the car. We may well choose to take you on a hot lap with our one and only Monsieur Huracan. In fact, he's coming around the last corner now, so let's jump on board with Huracan for a hot lap of Lago Maggiore. This is the GP track in reverse. So corner one then, an uphill banked right-hander, so you stick all the way to the outside until you have to brake, tuck yourself inside to the curb, run it on the outside, and then in follows a series of very fast, but again it's all about balancing that weight transfer. You want the front end to be able to rotate. Huracan just gets a little bit of rear rotation there, which you didn't want. Nice and balanced on the throttle though, just riding all the curb on the entry then, and then you start to plunge downhill. So this bit then is all about controlling that understeer, which you will now naturally get in the car. You can usually easily do that just by blipping on off the throttle. Bruce Lee Harding setting us a nice early time. Big banky boy then down to third, running all that inside curb, getting on the power as easy as you can, as quickly as you can. Sorry. Up there, then down towards the S's in reverse, which are somewhat perilous in reverse. Dip yourself in once you hit the yellow curbing on the outside, ride the sausage if you dare, and then entering into the S's again. This is just all about making sure that car doesn't wash out at the front. Get the front end tidied up as we plunge down towards what is normally turn 5, turn 6 I think it is. You're heading towards the bank and the track starts to fall away from you there. You need to get into the apex a lot earlier than you think. This next corner coming up though is probably the trickiest on the circuit, as Huracan does go purple into sector 3. The track starts to bend away from you, so you need to get on the brakes and tucked into that apex nice and early. If you miss that apex, you're going wide and it's going to really impact your lap time. Then down towards the hairpin. There's two ways drivers take this, but let me just see how Huracan does it. Yeah, he does it the same way I do it, just tuck it in for a light apex. Ride the curb on the exit, be careful not to hit that wall there, because that will be met with certain death. 159 to beat, and it's a 158.8. That puts Huracan 2 tenths clear at the top. Rallying at them with the early pace of 59.0 for Pete. I mean, it is improving that time. Ruddo, who has been giving Huracan all sorts of problems, is currently P3. With Hill Climb Racer, who had a very, very unlucky time out last time, will be looking for redemption. Will Mr. Kimberley, so P4 for him at the minute. Bruce Lee Harding then, the number 69 Dread car, always running at 2 minutes for him. Can he improve on that? It's gonna be a slower time for him. Martin JL09 then 2 minutes 0.3. He's come around to set another lap. Can he improve that? It's P6 at the minute. Looking like it is going to be an improvement. It is by half a second, puts him up to P5, leapfrogs him above Bruce Lee Harding. Jano, the silent assassin Jano, he's been enjoying his time in this as he improves by 3 taps. A lot of his time in the league so far has been spent just behind the top 3 or 4 and then picking up those positions when those guys invariably battle themselves. So Jano has just been a master of opportunity so far. P-Gib, the hostess with the mostest, 8th at the minute for him, 201.4, 2.6 seconds off that pole position time we just saw Huracan set. With JPH in his last competitive race in the Megane series, the guy who's hosted this since its inception, is back doing real life things with real actual sentient beings. We will miss him, obviously, if it gets rained off or the Great British Weather chooses to do it things and give it a little bit of bad light so he can't go and play, then yeah, I'm sure he'll be back with us, but we may be missing JPH a little bit more than we've currently had him. JPH's Daddy-O, no indication that he will be missing from any future races. Currently occupies that P10 spot, then Subertus. Going off-roading at the minute, going down the S's. I'm sure he's Meganes aren't very good at that rallycross. And then Matty Ruddo is serving the qualifying ban, so he's just sat in the pits at the minute. But Ruddo has gone to the top of the timing charts with a 58.6. Can Hurricane do anything about that? Stonking time from Ruddo there. Hurricane's actually down on his time so far, so he's going to struggle to do anything about that. We have got a lot of other drivers improving though. One of those drivers was Martin. Bruce Lee Harding's going to come across the line. He's not improving. Hill Climb Racer's not improving either. Can Martin improve on his 59.9? Just misses out on improving that time. It's just a tenth or so slower. Jaino then 2 minutes point 3 to beat. It's a tenth and a half off Bruce Lee Harding's time. Does improve. Does leapfrog Bruce Lee Harding. Not able to dip into the 59s just yet for Jaino. Next on his target list has to be the man who is in the 59s with a 59.9. It's Martin JL09 who occupies 5th position on the board at the minute. Hill Climb Racer 4th then. Rally Matt 3rd. Hurricane did improve on his last lap. 58.809, but not enough to dislodge Ruddo from the top of the leaderboard. This lap's not going to be an improvement for Ruddo, but he is going to get across the line in time to start one final flyer. Of course, to get 10 minutes, as long as he passes the start-finish line before that 10 minutes elapses, they get another go at it. I don't think this one was showing to be an improved lap time for Hurricane, so we might just see him and Ruddo go for a last lap shootout here. It's not looking bad actually. What's it going to be? Oh, it is purple. He was down set to 1, Ruddo. I'm sure he was down set to 1, but he sets a 58.4 and gets across the line in time to set another lap. So he's going to have another bite of the cherry. Is Hurricane. So it's a top shootout then between him and Ruddo. Ruddo is down in set to 1. Rally Matt could also get involved in this action. He's been setting consistent 59s, so his pace around Maggiore is showing to be very impressive indeed at the early stages. Hill Climb Racer, someone who just typically mix it up with the top guys, struggled with qualifying. He is about to set a time that is not setting the world alight, I'm afraid. Where's Jaino? Jaino's just coming around that corner now. Hill Climb Racer 59.8 to beat for his personal best, and it's going to be an improvement, 59.4, but it doesn't do enough to leapfrog him up the leaderboard so far. Jaino eager to get into the 2 minute into the 1:59 club. Can he achieve it on this lap? He can. 59.7 does leapfrog him above Martin's time. So Martin then 59.9 relegated down to P6. Anyone else improving their times? Before we go back and check in on Ruddo, Bruce Lee Harding was out there but looks to have backed up on his lap. So let's check in on Ruddo. He's coming around to the hairpin now, so he's got to improve on it. He's got to do a 58, a sub 58.4. Oh, when he gets a tail like that coming around the penultimate corner, can he avoid the wall of doom? He can indeed. 58.6 to beat. It's a 50. It's not going to. It's a 59.0. So not good enough on this occasion for Ruddo. So unless any of the guys still out on track, of which there is only one, I think, can improve their times. It's going to be a Hurricane pole position with a 58.4. Anyone still out on track? Let's have a look. Matty Wood's there. Jaino, are you setting good sector times, my friend? You are not a million miles away. That is the race starting. Have we got Matty Wood is out on track? Yeah, that's cool. So just yeah, no, that's fair. To JPH, mate, real life stuff comes first. Trust me, like, gym's open again next week and I'll be living there, dude. and that will come everything will come second to that. You know, within reason, because that's going to be my priority, mate. So I fully understand it. You will be missed, but we get it. So buckle yourselves in then for 20 minutes at Maggiore. A difficult track to master. It does seem very close at the top, just 2 temps separating the top 2. We'll see what Hill Climb Racer can do from the start, although he is a second off the fastest time in terms of qualifying pace. Very easy to put a foot wrong here at Maggiore as well. So Huracan starts from pole. Not the first time we've said that in this series, but he certainly hasn't had it all his own way this time so far. So we're ready to get underway here at Maggiore. Away we go then. Everyone seems to get away well. Huracan and Ruddo both get good starts. Rally Matt seemed to get a very good start as well. He might be challenging Ruddo immediately off the start. For some reason the cameraman's just showing me the start-finish straight, which I don't need to be seeing. Everyone appears to be behaving themselves. Bruce Lee Harding appeared to get away appeared to go very wide then into the second corner. Huracan making a good escape. Ruddo not far away from him. Rally Matt and Hill Climb Racer battling away for that P3 position. Jano, as always, stalking away Martin and Bruce Lee Harding, followed by JPXN in 9th, Matty Wood in 10th. After his qualifying ban, he's already up a couple of positions. We've got Snav and Suburtus bringing up the rear of the field as we drop down to Big Banky Boy for the first time of asking. Very easy to lose time here if you can't pick up the throttle on time coming out of the corner. One of the keys to a good lap time there is being able just to get on the power when you need to. All the drivers head down through the S's for the first time of asking as well. And it looks like Huracan at the minute is just starting to pull a little bit of advantage over Ruddo. And Ruddo though got a very good drop down the S's. Has already pulled a 10th down, runs it very wide then coming out the bottom. It already looks like Hill Climb Racers challenging Rally Matt. Goes round the outside. That's a beautiful move if he can pull it off. It's going to be side by side on the exit. Good effort by Hill Climb Racer. Just the outside line there's a lot slower than the inside line, and you need the inside line for this next corner. It's going to be side by side coming into that corner, and I have a feeling that Rally Matt is just going to be able to nick it. Said though, Hill Climb Racer, brilliant move by Hill Climb Racer, but I've still saved the replay from the drop down because that's the one I want to go and watch. Jano, ever the opportunist, able to pick up, and we've had a little bit of contact there. I'm afraid we're not going to be able to go back and watch that move because I'm going to need to see what happened. I think that's Hill Climb Racer, the man with the worst luck in the world. Did he have a little bit of contact with Jano? Jano's waiting, so I'm certainly going to guess that's what happened. The 3M car. Contact will happen. That's the way of racing sometimes, I'm afraid. But Jano did the sportsman-like thing and waited up for the driver he made contact with. We will go back and have a quick look at that in a moment, unless someone else manages to spear someone else into the barriers. For the time being, it is Huracan 7 temps ahead of Ruddo. Rally Matt P3 then with Bruce Lee Harding in a 4th position. Martin 5th with Matty Wood in 6th. Matty Wood from the back of the grid, don't forget, has fought his way back up to P6. You can see he's tinkering with that traction control for some reason. It keeps going on and off. I don't know what he's doing with that. If you can see that on my screen, it keeps going on and off. Is that a glitch? Is that... I don't know. It's weird, whatever. Whatever happens is weird. Let's just jump on board with Jano then and just go and watch what happens with... Oh yeah, it's just a day late and a dollar short from Jano, really. I mean, I think he was just a bit too focused on his line, just maybe missed the braking point by a little bit. It happens, he gave the position back, so you know, sportsmanlike behaviour has been shown, and that's what we can expect. Ruddo was really reeled in Huracan then. So that gap that was 7 temps midway through the lap is now just 4 temps as Ruddo looks to reel Huracan back in again. Rally Matt 2.2 seconds off the back of this, but 2.6 seconds ahead of Bruce Lee Harding because of some of that early race stuff. That glitch with Matty Wood is still going off as he launches a beautiful move then down the inside of Martin. Martin's going to go for the cutback. Gets that cutback done, does Martin. But Matty Wood able to get a good exit out the final corner. Let's go back and have a quick look at that actually from the outside point of view. So Matty Wood carrying a little bit of a penalty, so will Ghost when he goes to brake here. Matty Wood able to throw it up the inside. Martin just gets the inside nice and tucked in. That does run him wide for the final corner. Problem is though, Matty Wood with his better exit can't make that advantage count, unfortunately. So he's had to assume position back behind Matty Wood as the top two battle away then for supremacy. And then looking at the back of Woodrow. Woodrow's going to have to pick his moment. The good thing for Woodrow this time round is he's not getting any pressure from behind. He's got no cars to worry about behind him because Jano and Hill Climb Race were a bit further down the field. A little bit of an acknowledgement there for the cameras from Woodrow. As we dip down the S's once more. Just jump on board with Woodrow then. In terms of overtaking spots at Maggiore, overtaking is possible, but because a lot of the corners are relatively high speed, the realistic overtaking opportunities is probably down into Big Banky Boy and the final hairpin is where we'll probably see most moves happen. The drivers will start to set those moves up from here though, so you'll probably see Woodrow start to peek his nose out into Huracan slipstream. Probably start to line that move up. We have got a good battle going off behind though between Matty Wood, Pigib and Hill Climb Racer. We'll go back and have a quick look at that. You can see there Matty Wood goes for the move down the inside. That was very bravely done there, down the inside of Martin. We've got Hill Climb Racer trying to make moves on Pigib as well. Looks like Pigib was quite compliant to that move happening. That's Hill Climb Racer back up to P7 already, and he might immediately snatch a place back off Martin here. Martin and Matty Wood have been embroiled in a right little ding-dong battle for the past couple of laps. Let's jump on board Matty Wood. It looks like he absolutely just sent it up the inside of this corner we're coming up to here. He does poke out the slipstream. You got the car stopped on the apex, to be fair. There was a little bit of contact on his way through, but whether that's a concern for the stewards is a matter for the stewards, not for me. So Pigib then now fighting with Jano. Jano early on in the race did let Hill Climb Racer back through. That dropped him right back down the order, so he's trying as Pigib goes off-roading. It's not the Dakar Rally Pigib. So Jano is able to make his way up to P8, dropping down the S's once more. Huracan and Woodrow nose to tail these guys. And Woodrow picks up a little bit of a track cut penalty. That's not an issue really, that's not something he has to worry about. He can overtake and he can burn that at his will really. He's going to look down the inside of Huracan here, gets that move made. Nice move there by Woodrow. We've got that replay saved if we need to go back and have a look at it. I've got a feeling that Huracan though isn't going to take that one lying down. Woodrow, because he serves that penalty, goes out, and that allows Huracan the extra track room to get that move made. Although Huracan not wanting to force a move past, doesn't appear to fight that one back too much. We have got kicking off though behind. We've got Hill Climb Racer and Matty Wood battling away. That traction control glitch is still happening for Matty Wood. Not too sure what's going on with that. I think that is just GT Sport being GT Sport. So Hill Climb Racer back up to P5. Martin's still not too far away from them. We've got Jano still involved in that fight. JPH in P10, Suburtus in 11th, and Snav is down in 12th position at the minute. Woodrow still leading the way. Let's jump on board with Woodrow and have a look at how that move got made earlier. So he gets a better run out of here. This is probably where it sets up. Huracan got a Huracan's back end got a little bit squirrely. And yeah, just able to take the inside line, Woodrow, because maybe tyres not as dirty. So Woodhill then up to the lead of the race. We are about halfway through though, so plenty of opportunity for Huracan to make his way back through. Rally Matt then in third, quite secure at the minute, 6-7 seconds ahead of Bruce Lee Harding. Matty Rudd in fifth, but getting pressured by Hill Climb Racer all the way. This is the battle to watch, coming down the Dipper. Down the S's, sorry, not the Dipper. This is Hill Climb Racer then ahead of Matty Rudd into P5. Matty Rudd will want that position back though pretty quickly. Picks up a bit of a penalty, so obviously he did just run the curbs a little bit too close. Just coming down the hill. We had something going on between Martin and Jaino. So mine again taking that wide. Taking that wide line. Whether he went a little bit deep or not, I'm not too sure. It looks like Jaino was just able to throw one up the inside there. Hill Climb Racer still ahead of Matty Rudd and able to draw out just a little bit of a gap now. That should just protect him coming into the next series of corners. A little bit of a recap from the top. We've got Woodhill half a second ahead of Huracan. Huracan and Woodhill both carrying small track cut penalties. Rally Matt continuing to pull a gap now on Bruce Lee Harding. He is running about a second a lot faster than the car behind him actually. So Rally Matt on for a comfortable P3 then. Hill Climb Racer, the only person potential threat to him, but Hill Climb Racer also 9 seconds behind the third place man. Matty Rudd is dropping back now. Can Jaino catch him? Oh, it's P-Gib yet again. Goes agricultural. What's he doing here? Just coming down. So he's turning there, it's fine. Yeah, he's just not taking enough throttle off, and he saves it. Fair enough to give out. He absolutely saves that one. But the problem is, that's just dropping him into the clutches of Martin. Martin looks hungry. Oh, he goes very deep there though, does Martin. And he's inventing a whole new line for that corner. That's the Max Verstappen line, ladies and gentlemen. That's although he has received a half-second penalty for that, which seems awfully lenient as they're fighting away at the top. Woodhill and Huracan both squabbling away for that P1 spot. If these guys continue to squabble, will that bring Rally Matt into the equation? It is very, 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 very possible. Is Huracan going to try and just upset Woodhill's line then coming into the final corner? Not able to do it on this occasion. 8 minutes remain, ladies and gentlemen. It's Hill Climb Racer and Bruce Lee Harding now starting to fight. Hill Climb Racer up to 4th. I don't know if I will have caught that move. I may have done indeed. It's Hill Climb Racer just able to just drive around the outside. This is what I like though. Hill Climb Racer, even though Bruce Lee Harding was ghosted out and he could have very easily driven straight through the middle of him, he didn't. And he kept his line and he made sure the move was 100% fair, and I've got a lot of respect for that. Jaino then right at the back of Matty Rudd. Matty Rudd, just the back end of his car just escaping away from me just a little bit there, running it wide on the apex. That's just going to give him slightly dirty tyres going down the hill. But he should be just about able to defend that position as Woodhill and Huracan still battling away. Huracan's managed to burn that penalty away. They're going to look to go side by side. Woodhill running him as narrow as he possibly can. Huracan has to tuck back in. Rally Matt is catching these guys slowly but surely. He's catching them. They are, because they're fighting, going a couple of attempts slower than the car behind per lap. It's not enough to set the alarm bells off just yet, but if they continue to squabble away like they are doing, that's going to bring Rally Matt right into the mix. Hill Climb Racer now free to chase after P3, but he's 9 seconds behind. I've got to be honest, he's not looking like he can catch P3, but if anyone ahead has an accident, Hill Climb Racer is now well poised to take advantage of that. Jaino then 6th place for Jaino ahead of Matty Rudd. P-Gib running in 8th, JPH in 9th. Martin's had an issue somewhere, he's all the way down in 10th. Something, his last lap, a 2:10 Martin had last time out. unfortunately for Martin, it wasn't a great lap 6. Oh, was looked like Huracán was about to slap the wall of doom then. And you can see just how much these guys are fighting now. Rally Matt is within a second of the top 2. That lap for Ruddo and Huracán crept into the 2 minutes for the first time so far this race. Bearing in mind the fastest lap of 58.5. These guys are going a full second and a half slower than their absolute potential because they are fighting each other, and that has brought Rally Matt right into the mix now. Rally Matt, whose last lap was a 58.6, is right in the pocket now for a potential upset in the number 65 Garage Floor Tile Company. They will be biting their fingernails in anticipation of a result here there with the guys at Joyce Design and even the Geisen guys. Geisen guys, that's got a ring to it. I'm going to use that as a potential catchphrase. They will be very eager to see what their guys can do and hopefully not give positions up then coming into the final stages of the race, the final 5 minutes. Can Ruddo and Huracán settle their differences? These guys have been like this all race. I'm afraid it's it's not like it's going to resolve anytime soon. I think what was both P2 and P3 develop new ways of taking that final final corner out the S's. Huracán just able to protect himself then coming into the final part of lap number 8. Coming back down again, Hillclan Racer isn't reeling Rally Matt in, but he's starting to pull away from Bruce Lee Harding. Jano now in P6 ahead of Matty Wood. Matty Wood still keeping him in the pocket. Still with that slight weird, I'm gonna guess that's just a GT Sport glitch. Yeah, it's not likely that that's actually happening in real life. So top 3 then. Rally Matt just dropped away a little bit that lap. Back in the 58s for the top 2. With Huracán now leading the way. Did I miss an overtake there or something? I probably have done. I'm now leading the way. They might get, they'll definitely get another lap in after this. Whether they get another one in after that is we'll have to see. Might be pretty close on times. Ruddo and Huracán have managed to pull a 1.5 second gap over Rally Matt. Rally Matt, whose time last time was a 59.7, so a full second slower that lap than the previous one. Matty Wood then starting to fall from grace a little bit. Saying that, I mean, he started at the back of the grid, so cannot be angry at all. He has gone up a considerable amount of places, but he's starting to get really deeply pressured then by Jano in the 3M car. As Matty Wood looks to run him as narrow as he possibly can. Affect his speed going down the S's. Oh, be careful boys, be careful. And Jano just able to make sure he's nice and tidy then coming down the S's. Matty Wood not able really to do anything about that at that stage. Can P-Gib pick up a place or two? Remains to be seen. Subertus and Snav potentially in line for a battle towards the end of the race then in 11th, 12th. This could get spicy yet towards back. Top 3 still in a nice little battle as we go. Let's have a look. What's the time's going to be? So these guys are going to get. So these guys now on their penultimate lap. So the top 3 should get another lap in after this. Hillclan Racer is about to start his final lap now. So we'll hopefully get to see an exclusive final lap battle between Huracán, Ruddo and potentially even Rally Matt. So boys, if you wouldn't mind saving all the action for next lap, I'd appreciate it a lot, because you'll get exclusive coverage on the stream, because everyone else should have finished the race. So anything else likely to kick off, then Matty Wood and Jano could still bubble up. There's just 6 attempts between those guys. P-Gib could catch that, 1.8 seconds behind. Then we have the Snav and Subertus battle as well, 1.3 seconds between those two. Huracán and Ruddo are still the closest battle on track. Just 5/600 of a second separate the top two drivers after 19 minutes of racing here at Lago Maggiore. Nose to tail, these guys. It's been nip and tuck between them the entire race, really, and it's anyone's to call as to which one of these two is going to come out on top. Rally Matt has had a superb race. He's been in the pocket all race long, really. He's just dropped back a little bit from the top two's fight. So I think this fight between the top two is going to carry on into the final lap, so we'll get to see a little bit more of that. But we will give credit to a lot of the other drivers as they come across the line then to finish their race. Adam ID has made it, so he will be in line for the final race. So the top three cross the line to start their final lap. Hill Climb Racer is going to come across the line to solidify P4. Not bad, to be fair, to say he had an altercation at the start of the race and he's climbed his way back up there. He'll be disappointed, as I'm sure he will be, but a great recovery drive. Bruce Lee Hard in 5th, Jado finished in 6th, Matty Wood 7th for him, P Gibb in 8th, JPH in 9th. The race for JPH with Martin in 10th. Not sure what happened to Martin. He may well choose to jump into stream and tell us, with Snav and Suburtus nose to tail then across the line after 20 minutes of racing. These two, as they come across the line, it's going to be just 5/100 of a second between 11th and 12th. Can we get an equally close finish then between Ruddo and Hirokram? Let's watch this little battle live and uninterrupted as we come to the final stages of the race. The final half of the lap then, just 3/10 separate Hirokram and Ruddo. As we drop down the S's, that gap shrinks even more as Ruddo gets a really fast line coming down. Hirokram, nice and tidy exit. Can Ruddo do anything coming down the hill? We have just replayed that, so I'm just going to jump on board and have a quick look at what's happened, because the camera dropped me away from it then, unfortunately. So Ruddo was able just to slide one down the inside of Hirokram. Let's go back to it live. It is Ruddo leading the way then as we come into the hairpin for the final time. Hirokram's got just one more corner left to do anything about this. Ruddo with a final lap move to secure P1. Looks like, unless the Wall of Doom has anything to say about it, yeah, it looks like it's going to be Ruddo coming across the line. It's going to be very close between the two though. Just a 10th in it between Ruddo and Hirokram as they cross the line, and then Rally Matt for a solid podium finish in 3rd position. Absolutely great finish there. We're retreating to between Ruddo and Hirokram. Ruddo just about taking it. What a battle. Downshift issues. Oh, right, okay. That kind of makes sense, dude. Yeah, Ruddo's pace has just come out. I don't know where he's pulled it from. I think he's got a ringer in, personally. I'm only joking. He were quick last season. I think he's just up the ante a little bit this season. Because in terms of the tables, if I just load up where the tables are, I'm just not looking at chat at the moment. So in terms of tables then, coming into that race, we'll be a little bit closer now. Hirokram was leading the way, 111 points. Ruddo had 102. Hill Climb Racer 75 points. Bruce Lee Harding on 66 in 4th. Then you had Jaino in 5th on 63. Matty Wood on 61. P Gibb 55. Rally Matt 52. Martin 48, JPH 47, Timmy, who we've not seen for 2 races now, on 46. So yeah, it's even closer now between Ruddo and Hiraquam in terms of points in the championship. It looked it. I mean, the way I saw it, Ruddo, is you made the apex. It wasn't one of those where I think, yeah, there was a little bit of contact, but I think Hiraquam just drifted a little bit wide and you made the apex. It's not like you used Hiraquam to slow down, from my perspective, but did he have to pull out? Oh, fair enough. I didn't know that. But I do have the chat on mute, so I end up missing quite a lot of stuff. But yeah, Ruddo, it seemed like an okay move, dude. But I'm sure you can have a chat with Hiraquam, and if there's any issues with it, then he'll tell you. Right, let me take this opportunity of a lull in activity to just run and get a drink. But yeah, it seemed all good. But yeah, this new format, it's given us races like this as well, because what we're going to have now is that battle between Ruddo and Hiraquam is just going to carry on to the reverse grip. Now the problem they've got is fighting through traffic on a track where you've seen it's not impossible to overtake, but it's not easy. And they're going to have their work cut out with them for the shorter 15 minutes sprint race that we're going to have. But yeah, Ruddo, mate, you've pulled some pace out your backside this season, dude. Serious rapido, my man. Putting it to Hiraquam. Hiraquam's like alien level. Like I said, we've got to investigate whether you've had your probe in or not, because I think you're qualifying for that. We're 4 rounds in now, 7 races we've seen, and you've literally been inserting yourself into Hiraquam's exhaust pipe every single time. After that race, I think in terms of points, aren't you within like 5 or 6 points of him now? So yeah, it's very close, man. It's very close. So we're going to get a... that's very precise, JP. It's 20:43. On the dot, not a second later. Just imagine there we're like the talking clock on speed dial, just to make sure you're not late. So here's Adam then. I don't know where Adam's going to start. I'm going to assume because it's reverse grid he's going to start at the front. I don't know what the rule is with regards to people joining late. I don't know. But Adam again, I mean, on his day, he's someone that can be up there. Whether he's... Again, it depends. You can normally tell when Adam's done practice, and looking at his lines, I'm going to admit it doesn't look like he has done much. But you can tell when he's comfortable with a track, because he's absolutely ripping it around. So, another one to watch for, this man, Hillclimb Racing, the number 46 fast car. I'll be interested to see what he can do. I mean, he's going to be starting near the back again. He showed really good pace. He showed as well something that Ruddo and Hiraquam haven't been able to really show so far, is how they can carve through a field. Hillclimb Racer and Jaino have demonstrated that to us already. We got to see that in race 1. We're going to get to see other drivers do that in race 2, so plenty of opportunity, I think, for these guys to show their overtaking prowess. It's not impossible to make moves around here, as we've said. It's just when you've got a lot of cars in your way. So 15-minute short race coming up for you now. Just waiting for the time to tick over to 20:43, and then we'll be authorised to get going for the next race, the 8th race in this Megane series. This is a reverse grid. grid. So the race that you just saw, we take the results of that race, we turn it upside down, and we put the fast guys at the back. Adam starts at the back for not doing race 1. Fair enough. Fair enough, skis. I thought that might be the case. Yeah, so Adam's got his work cut out then. 2043, P-Gib, come on, get on with it. You're late. Right, so race numero 2 at Autodromo Lago Maggiore. I don't know Italian, so I had to substitute with a little bit of Spanish. Please forgive me. Is that right? Was Martin at the back? Where's Spurs? Where's Spurs gone? Well, we were away anyway. I think Spurs might just be missing for this one. So Snob's leading us away. Yet again, the cameraman gives me an angle that's completely useless. I can't see what's going on down into turn 1. Jano already trying to carve his way through the field. Then already up to P4, taking advantage of P-Gib's inventive line going around the outside. Here I'm already up to 7th. He's already carved his way past a couple of drivers. Rudder trying to follow him through. He's getting a little bit scruffy then coming through this section for the first time. Let's actually jump on board a driver. Let's get Rudder POV. So Rudder then operating in 7th at the minute. He is behind Heracom and Hill Climb Racer. Jano going very wide there, the number 13 3M car loses a couple of positions. That's Rudder right up the chuff now with Hill Climb Racer. Martin now leading us the way ahead of Snav, Heracom. JPX99 about to lose a couple of positions as well to Heracom and Hill Climb Racer. JPX can defend his position though, but he has got Rudder and Jano already near him. Jano's hustled out to the outside, just about gathers it up in time. JPH kind of has to give room to the other drivers. We've got P-Gib, Bruce Lee Harding, Adam ID, Rally Matt and Matty Rudd bringing up the rear of the field now. Martin still leads the way ahead of Snav. Heracom trying to make that move past Snav in the Power Products car. Snav going off-road, and Heracom looks like he's going to have the inside line tucked away for this one. Rudder's got to try and follow his man through though. Climb Racer still in the pocket for this one, as we've got action kicking off further on behind. We've got Bruce Lee Harding, Adam ID and Rally Matt. Matty Rudd made his way through. P-Gib's down in last position. We have got Rudder now up to 3rd. Hill Climb Racer trying to make his way past Snav. Martin is still leading the way. He has got a Heracom right to be chuffed though. Heracom up into T1. Guess that move made. Heracom now leading the race. That is a sentence I have said one to you many times on this stream. We now have Hill Climb Racer trying to get his way past Snav. Gets that move made. And next in line to try and attack Snav is Jano, followed by JPH. Bruce Lee Harding now down at the back of the field. Don't know what's happened to Bruce Lee Harding. He's had a little bit of a nightmare somewhere. Yeah, he's down there at the start of the lap, I'm afraid. Back up to the top, Heracom ahead of Martin, 6/10 is the gap. Rudder though is now into P3. We've got someone kicking up dust all over the shop. It's Snav and Jano fighting it away. They're going side by side going up the hill. And, Snav just has to back out of that one for the time being. I'll live to fight another day. We've got Rally Matt, Matty Rudd and P-Gib all battled, all embroiled in a little fight. Let's have a look from Bruce Lee Harding's perspective then, as P-Gib got royally shuffled out towards the outside. Bruce Lee Harding having to take evasive action. P-Gib though venting his new track. That's the Martin line, that's what that is. I'm sure it was Martin that did that at the start of the race, just last race, sorry. Oh, Martin's just got an absolute tank slapper then coming out of the coming out of that corner. Let's have a look. Where is he? He's still in third. Hill Climb Racer though, trying to get all up in his business. We do have Rally Matt and Matty Rudd. I wonder if Bruce Lee Harding's still having that throttle issue. Was it a throttle issue he was having? It was a downshift issue, wasn't it? He wasn't able to downshift, so typical French car having gearbox problems. Let's just stand board with Bruce Lee Harding, see if that issue starts to rear its head again. Seems to be able to downshift fine into fourth at that point. I don't know if it's affected him in certain situations, I'm not too sure. A nice little battle kicking off for P3. Hill Climb Racer now up past Martin. Martin, who then has Jane off company. A little bit further back from them, we've got Snav and JPH, the family tree. Still none the wiser as to who's who in this family tree. Might have to get on Ancestry.com and find out what the Hardings have been up to. Give with a behemoth penalty, running right at the back of the field. I don't know what's happened with P-Gib. He doesn't seem to be really on it so far this season. It's a 20-minute race again. It is as well. It is as well. P-Gib, you absolute donut. I didn't know it's that deep this stage. Good spot. I'm sure they'll just run it for the extra 5 minutes, like, I don't really think it matters, but it's just giving me extra opportunity to call P-Gib an absolute donut. There's no point restarting it now. We're 5 minutes in. Nice little battle here between Adam ID, Matty Rudd, Rally Matt. All getting embroiled in this one. This is Rally Matt's perspective of things as Matty Rudd goes right up the inside there of Adam ID. Three cars to be trying to see who's got the ultimate cojones then as Matty Rudd goes deep. That's going to invite a couple of cars. Oh, it's getting very bumpy. There's a car sent off then. We can go back and have a look at also Rally Matt's victim then. What happened to Rally Matt? We can indeed go back and have a look at that. Let's go good old-fashioned chase cam. Always gives us a good indication. So Rally Matt on the outside. Oh, he just gets contacted there by Adam ID. Whether Adam was they're getting even more rustling back here. Let's go on board with Adam ID. So that's Matty Rudd and he's inside the Tank Tools car. Was a little bit of contact between Adam ID and Matty Rudd at the apex. And yeah, it's GT Sport contact physics and racing clumsiness all boiled into one. So Rally Matt ultimately losing out from that. Hiraquam leading the race, so going 1.4 seconds ahead of Ruddo. Fastest lap of the race so far as well for Hiraquam, but Ruddo not exactly slow either. So these two, we might be able to see a repeat of the last race. Hill Climb Racer though in third, could potentially catch up with those guys, but his last lap was a 59.1. Jano then running in fourth ahead of Martin. Martin's having a good race so far in fifth ahead of JPH and Snav. Snav is just leading this contingent of Bruce Lee Harding, Matty Rudd and Adam ID. We did see a little bit of rambunctious driving between these guys last time out. Let's hope we don't get a repeat of that. It's Matty and Bruce Lee Harding. I don't know if Bruce Lee Harding's again suffering with the downshift issues he was having. And that might be why he looked really slow going into that corner and just on board with Bruce Lee Harding. Seems to be downshifting okay, but it's definitely affecting him pace-wise. Whether it's an intermittent issue or not, I'm not too sure. He's driving in Renault though, so anything's possible. So Hiraquam able just to pull that gap out ahead of Ruddo just a little bit more. Probably without that slipstream, Ruddo just potentially struggling just to keep the pace with Hiraquam. Matty Wood now ahead of Snav into 7th. How did that move out? Oh, Snav looked like he went very deep there. Matty Wood just able to just basically drive around the outside of him. Easy does it. Checking on Rally Matt. So Rally Matt, yeah, after that it cost him 10 seconds, that did. So he is all the way down the back now in 12th. We've got P-Gib in 11th, Adam ID in 10th, and then yeah, you've got this Bruce Lee Harding Snav battle now. They are starting to drop time to Matty Wood a little bit. These guys, I'll be brutally honest, could really do with working together at this stage. They've only really got position to lose by fighting each other at the minute, so they might as well work together and just try and reel Matty Wood back in again. JPH isn't too far up the road from these guys if they can just get their act together as well. Here starting to pull that lead. Another 58 lap that time around. The gap is now over 2 seconds. Another 58 lap, another 59 for Ruddo. So yeah, unfortunately Ruddo is just starting to drop back a little bit this time, so we'll have to put the alien probes away just for the time being. It's still good pace, still able to keep a lid on what hill climb racers can potentially bring to the party this time round. Jano then 1.3 seconds ahead Martin. That gap's been relatively stable so far. Neither of these drivers coming under insane pressure from any other car. The gap between Martin and JPH has been relatively consistent as well, although Matty Wood has reeled in JPH just a little bit that last lap, and now he isn't getting too much bother from the cars behind because they're too busy fighting each other. Snav, Bruce Lee Harding and P-Gib all in line to potentially trip each other up. So this race very, very different to race 1. In terms of how it's panning out. We've got a lot more field spread. Of course, we should be coming to the final stages of this race now, with it in theory being a 15-minute. The reality is, P-Gib's a donut, and he set the time wrong, so we've got an additional 5 minutes treat time for you tonight. This is why I think it's important that these guys here just work together a little bit more, because if they were to do that, that might give them an opportunity, as Rally Matt is now up to 11th. Adam ID is an absolute shocker from somewhere. He's really fell off the wagon. What's happened to Adam ID? Didn't capture it, I'm afraid. Yeah, so JPH could be coming under threat from Matty Wood. Just keep an eye on what these times are. JPH, this is his very last competitive Megane Trophy race for this season. We could be starting to see some battles brewing then towards the back. We've got P-Gib and Rally Matt. Rally Matt, he was quite eager to start climbing his way back up the field. Nice overtake there from Rally Matt coming through T1. Up into the top 10 for Rally Matt again, and he'll be looking to reel in potentially Bruce Lee Harding and Snav, unless he can settle the battles that they've been having. Matty Wood is starting to make an escape now, 3.5 seconds between him and Snav. Matty Wood that time dipped into the 59, so he's starting to really pull JPH back into the groove of it. In terms of the battle at the top, Ruddo was back in the 58s that time round, did go faster than Herocram, lap 6, but unfortunately Herocram's only 2.2 seconds to the good. So Herocram would need to start making mistakes and losing time for Ruddo to really start reeling him back in again. 2.4 seconds is the gap. We will of course keep an eye on that as the race comes to its conclusion. broiling battles then as we come towards the last 5 minutes. Potentially JPH and Mighty Wood. And of course, Brucey Harding, Rally Matt and Snav. Rally Matt has really reeled these guys in now after getting past P-Gib earlier on. Rally Matt inventing new track limits. Just gets that corner a little bit wrong. Does go deep, so Brucey Harding able to retake that place. P-Gib and Snav starting to battle away a little bit. There's a little bit of contact there, and P-Gib goes off-roading. I'm not too sure if that was purposeful contact or not. It certainly didn't look it. In fact, no, I don't think it was. We'll have a look. We'll have a quick replay of what it looked like from P-Gib's perspective. So the car that's ghosted ahead is Snav. So he's going to allow P-Gib just side by side here. You know what, on that camera view it didn't even look like he touched him, but we heard the contact, so GT Sport being GT Sport once more. Wunderbar. Have we got any close action scraps kicking off? Potentially, oh, no, you are being a little bit boring and sensible. I'm afraid to say it. Snav negotiates big banky boy. Rally Matt and Brucey Harding's pretty close. JPH and Mighty Wood also quite close as well, less than a second between those two. So this is a fight that could boil over. Mighty Wood that time round in another 59. So he's starting to show his pace. The gap between Ruddo and Hirocom has come down by 2 tenths, but again, the argument I guess with that one is that not enough time left to redeem that 2.2 seconds back. So can JPH for the remaining 4 minutes of this race? Of course, we shouldn't be having these 4 minutes in theory. We should be crossing the line now to finish the race. Instead, we've got another couple of laps to go. JPH and Mighty Wood. Turn 1, Mighty Wood gets another move made, and that is him up to P6. JPH down to 7th. Can he potentially get that place back? Remains to be seen. Brucey Harding and Rally Matt then. Rally Matt will want that position off Brucey Harding. Of course, he'll want to get back highs as far as he can. Bruce will want to defend that with all his might. Let's have a look at the cars. We've got quite a close battle kicking off behind as well. We've got 3 cars in a row: Adam, ID, Snav and P-Gib. Let's just get on board Rally Matt then as we go around Big Banky Boy. Brucey Harding gets it all wrong. That's going to give Rally Matt a good run coming up the hill. A little bit further up, another driver having a good run was JPH on Mighty Wood. So about as close as you can be, less than a tenth in it between these two. They're literally trading paint coming down the S's. As you can see further behind them as well, we have Brucey Harding and Rally Matt doing the exact same manoeuvre. Further behind, it's all starting to kick off now. We've got Snav, Adam ID and P-Gib battling away for the not last challenge here at the back. So Hirocom's going to start on this lap. He's going to get another 2 laps out of this. And so will Ruddo. Hill Climb Racer won't. So Hill Climb Racer is going to come around to start his final lap now. So this is Hill Climb Racer, J&O's, Martin's, Matty Wood, JPH's, Rally Matt, Brucey Harding, Snav's and P-Gib's final laps they are about to start. So only Hirocom and Ruddo will get an 11th lap. Unless Ruddo decides to bin it and make it interesting in the final lap, we're not really going to be treated to a battle. That gap between the top two has stayed stable at 2.1 seconds for the entirety, pretty much of the second half of this race. Movers and shakers out. Matty Wood trying to close down Martin. Martin doing enough at the minute though, certainly got the pace in his pocket to retain that 5th position. We have got the battle between Raleigh Matt and Brucey Harding still continuing. Adam ID, P Gibb and Snav, their battle has eased off. Didn't do anything about Rally Map. Don't forget, it's these guys' final bite of the cherry for any overtakes. They are fast running out of time to get any move done. Let's see if Brucey Harding goes for it. Rally Map is going defensive then. 40 might. Rally Map currently able to defend that. Hill Climb Racer then, does he solidify P3? He does indeed. Jano solidifies that 4th position. Martin, great race for Martin, P5 for him. Oh, Brucey Harding just slapped the wall as well. Matty Wood in 6th, JPH in 7th, Rally Matt 8th. Brucey Harding should keep to 9th position. Fortunately, gets away with slapping the wall of doom there. Adam ID in 10th, P Gibb in 11th, and Snav. Bit of a bad final lap for Snav. He's in 12th position going round. I don't think many positions swapped in that final 5 minutes. Adam enough. Yeah, P Gibb, it happens, dude. I won't sweat it. Looks like Huracan is going to restore order in the championship though, and just pull that gap back from Ruddo. Ruddo did claw some of it back in race 1, but in race 2 Huracan has evened the score once again. So it will be business as usual going into round number 5. But Ruddo is just displaying that, look, I'm not here to mess around, and you're not going to have it. You're not going to have it all your own way this season, my friend. We do still have a lot of races remaining to go. What we've done, we've covered 8 races over 4 rounds. We've got another 6 rounds to go. But Huracan takes the win here at Maggiore in the 2nd race, and Ruddo takes P2. The Hill Climb Racer, well earned 3rd position after a lot of bad luck. It's good to see him back on the podium, to be fair. A good night's racing. I think the race 1 was really good. I'll be honest, race 2, which normally is a little bit of a of an adrenaline raiser, it didn't really get them tingling today, I'm afraid. But race 1 was superb. Some really good battles in race number 1. I didn't even save my replay for race 1, so I best save it for race 2, just so I can get a thumbnail. So thanks for watching, if you indeed did tune in. If you're watching this on Twitch, please give that follow button a bit of a smash. It gives me a nice warm fuzzy feeling on the inside. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a subscribe button down below the video. If you click it, good vibes are sent my way. Clicking both buttons is completely free of charge. I do not want to charge you for watching this sort of stuff. I just want you to have fun watching it and hopefully get yourself involved in this as well. Give a little bit of light to the racing these guys do in their spare time. Yeah, that's it. So please don't feel obligated to donate anything, because that's not what I'm here for. Thank you for watching as always. Thanks to the Next Gen boys for giving up their spare time for this one. Tune in next week for some more hot French action. I don't know what track we're coming from. It'll be somewhere. Yeah, no, it was JPH. Yeah, I'm shattered, dude. So I was yawning halfway through that one. Gibbo for 20. We're just making up hashtags at this point, aren't we? No, we're not taking it seriously, mate. We've got to come up with some more funny hashtags for Gibbo. We've got to start auditing his lobby settings though, because apparently he can't set a lobby up. Anyway, Interlagos. Oh, I like Interlagos. And in these Meganes, it's always quite tricky. The magic vacuum. Depends on your wheel, Bruce Lee Harding. Depends on your wheel, I guess. Alright then, thank you very much for watching. I best shoot off. I've got to go and eat some food. Thank you very much for watching once more. Catch you next week. Live and direct from Brazil at 8 o'clock next Thursday night. Thanks, and we will see you then.